All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What I did yesterday for the other students was the Hubble Lab. Hubble Lab, all you would need is a balloon, a clip, a string of some sort. I'm just using a shoelace off a shoe, and then a measuring device, such as a ruler. So Hubble, in his Hubble Law that we learned about last week in the notes, said that galaxies that were further away from each other when they expand away, the ones that are further away expand faster. So what we do in the lab is you have a reference galaxy right here, 1, and then I have my galaxy 2, galaxy 3, flip it around, galaxy 4, 8, 10, 9, 6, 7, and somewhere, down here is 5. So then what you have to do is you got to measure from point to point from where your galaxies are at. So I have galaxy 2 to galaxy 1 is about that length of my string, like that much. So then I just have to take this amount, place it against my ruler to measure how far that is. So for galaxy 1 to 2, it is 1 inch away. All right, galaxy 1 is how far the distance asked. How far is it away from itself? Well, it's 0. Just like you, how far are you away from yourself? 0. But galaxy 1 and 2 is 1 inch. And then I got to repeat that for the other galaxies, still going from number 1. So I start at 1, I have to head down to 3. I go from 1 down to my dot of 3, pinch it off. Now that's my distance, put it against my ruler. Turns out it is now 2 inches away. So from 1 to 3, it's 2 inches. And then I got to continue that for the rest. So I'm not going to show it just for the sake of speed, but I'll tell you what it is as I measure. So from 1 to 4, it is 2.75, 2 3/4 inches away for number 4. Number 5 is 2 inches away. That's for number 5, is 2 inches. Then number 6, measuring from 1 to 6. 6 is pretty close as well. 6 is 1.75 or 1 3/4 away. And then I have to go to 7. 7 is a little bit below number 6, so it's going to be a little bit further than 6. And I remeasure. And 7 is 2 inches away from number 1. Then I measure from 8 to 1, always going to 1 or coming from 1. 8 is 2.5 inches away. Then going from 9 to 1. So from 1 to 9, that's 2.5. And then going from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1. 10 to 1, that is 2 3/4 away, or not 2 3/4, it's just 1 3/4, 1.75. So now that we got all of our initial measurements, our first measurement from how far the galaxy was when it was just this size, the galaxy is expanding. So I'm going to blow the balloon up and expand this space that we have. And then I pinch my balloon off with my clip. You can always tie it off. It's just easier to get it big and small if you have a clip. So now I have a new number 1. I got a new number 2. It's really kind of hard to see. And then I got 3, my 5, my 7, my 6, my 9, my 8, my 4, and I think, yeah, there's my 3 again. So I'm going to measure again from number 1 to number 2. All right. So then I take my string, I go from 1 to 2, or 2. So from 1 to 2, that's my measurement. Pull it off and then remeasure with my ruler. Again, the distance from 1 to 1 is going from itself to itself. So that would be 0. So from 1 to 2 is now 3 inches away. That's your second measurement after the space has been blown up. And then we got to measure from 1 to 3. 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is 4.5 inches, or 4.5 inches. Then 1 to 4, remeasure, and that is 6 inches away. So from 1 to 4, 6 inches. And then we measure from 1 to 5. 1 to 5 is 6 inches away. So 1 to 4 and 1 to 5 is 6 inches away. We go from 1 to 6. 1 to 6 is 5 inches away. All right, so 1 to 6 is 5 inches. We go from now 1 to 7. 1 to 7 is 6.5 inches away, 6.5. And then we have to do from 8 to 1, or 1 to 8. So from 1 to 8 is 6.25, 6.25 away. And then from 9 to 1, it is 8.5 inches away from 1 to 9, 8.5. And then we have to do 10, 1 to 10. 1 to 10 is 3 inches away. So now you have your first measurement before it was inflated, space expanded, and then you have your measurements now that it has expanded. And in the instructions, it says it took 5 seconds for space to expand this big. It took me a little bit longer to blow it up, but it took only 5 seconds for us to go from a small ball about this big to what we are at now, this big. So you need to take subtract your two numbers, the big number from the small number, that'll be your difference. And then to get your velocity, you just need to divide it by 5. And what you should be seeing is that your velocity is going to be larger for the ones that were further away from at the very beginning and at the end, because space expands outwards. It kind of expands around like a balloon. And this is what Hubble imagined before even using a balloon as a demo. So hopefully that helps you be able to submit the lab. Don't worry about doing the second graph from using galaxy number 5 as a reference point, just for the sake of time. Just make sure you do the first one and copy the graph and your results of the velocities and submit that into Canvas. Thank you. Goodbye.